Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about incremental reading. I've simplified this as much as possible to make it easy for you to understand and comprehend. So let's start off by first defining the term space repetition. As the name suggests, simply put, space repetition is you space out material over a period of time and you repeat it. Okay? So, and this helps with learning, memorizing, and retaining the information. There are things called space repetition softwares. For example, SuperMemo is a space repetition software, and it is shortened to SRS. Space repetition softwares use something called optimum intervals, and this is just a period of time which has to pass between the viewpoints. Okay. Now let's talk about incremental reading. Incremental reading is reading slowly but steadily many topics, articles over a long period of time. This could be studying, for example, mathematics, biology, chemistry, and physics, all at the same time. On the right hand side, you can see a flowchart which I took from SuperMemo.wiki, and it just simplifies incremental reading for us. Okay, and I'll be walking you through this as we go through the presentation. So then, let's say on day one you find an article, subject, topic you'd like to learn more about, and you import it into SuperMemo. Then you open SuperMemo and click Learn. Okay. So for the purpose of this presentation, I chose the geography of Mesopotamia. Alright, I imported this article from Wikipedia, and I'll just start reading it. So straight off, I can see this phrase highlighted in red. It's useless. I don't want it. It just doesn't add much to, doesn't add much value to my topic. So what I'll do, I'll just, get rid of it. And this is much better. Now I can continue reading. So I can see that this section is quite useful. So what I'm going to do is highlight it and extract it. Let's do that. Okay. So now we have extracted it. The blue bit is the extract, and this means that SuperMemo will show it to us again at some point in time. On the contents menu, okay, and we'll see this in action when we walk through the practical. We can see that SuperMemo has created for us a subtopic, and this subtopic just contains our extract, so it contains the blue part. So then, right then, so I think it's a good time for us to discuss quite an important area, and this is a SuperMemo interval optimization for topics. When you import an article or when you make an extract, SuperMemo will give it an interval, alright, and this is based on priorities. We'll discuss priorities in another video, but for the purposes of this presentation, we'll just say that for extract X, SuperMemo has given it an interval of 7 days, alright. So now this does not mean that I can't look at this extract tomorrow. Okay, I can reschedule it. I can reschedule it for review in 900 days, or I can schedule it for review in 5 days. I can do whatever. All right. But for items, and as you may remember from our previous video, items are your active recall stuff. So these are your close deletions, your questions and answers. For items, when SuperMemo gives an interval for items, it is important to not mess around with this interval. Alright, so if SuperMemo says that you should look at a certain item in 10 days, you should look at that certain item in 10 days. Don't bring it any closer, don't push it any further. Okay, so in short, topic intervals, you can play with them as you wish. Item intervals, leave them be. Alright, right then, so now this is out of the way, I'll just continue reading, and I found this another interesting piece of information, and once again I just highlighted it and extracted it. Okay, and once again SuperMemo has created for us a subtopic. Here it is, and if you press on that subtopic, it will bring this extract. Alright, so as you can see, it's exactly the same. You may notice these pink stuff in here, and this is called a reference. So it tells you the title of the article which it came from, it tells you the date on which the article was imported, the source of the article, link, comments, etc. So yeah. Okay, now let's refer back to the flowchart that we spoke about earlier. I read an article and I located an interesting piece of information and extracted it. And I read the article once again, I located another piece of information and extracted it. However, now I'm bored and I don't want to study the geography of Mesopotamia anymore. So I'll just click next repetition and SuperMemo will bring me the next article in the queue. And it brought me astrochemistry. Okay, so straight off I can see there's this definition which I think is important for me to remember. So I'll highlight it. The exact same process, I'll just extract it. And SuperMemo has once again created for us a subtopic containing this extract. Right then, so I'm bored today. I'm too tired now to study, so I'll just shut down SuperMemo and go to sleep. Alright, so we're done with studying, and I'll open SuperMemo tomorrow morning to study again. So now we're on day 2. I click the learn button, and SuperMemo will just bring me the articles that or the extracts that I made yesterday. So SuperMemo has decided that we should look at this extract, which we took from yesterday, as you remember. So it's this second one here. So SuperMemo just decided that we should look at it today, and let's look at it today because I've got nothing else to do. Right, so for me, this extract is a little bit too big. Okay, I don't want to make questions out of it just yet. So I'll just break it down into a smaller chunk, okay? There you go. So I made an extract of an extract. To see how that looks like in the knowledge tree, you can see that SuperMemo has made a subtopic, okay? So it's here, this is it. Right then, so I clicked next repetition, and SuperMemo has decided to bring for us this definition of astrochemistry. And if you remember, here it is in here, okay? So once again, I'll just study it for today. And I think this one is small enough and I can make questions out of it. So then, just before I make questions, let's just inspect this topic. Just make sure that it's really ready for synthesis, for question synthesis, okay? I can see that this phrase in here, it gives a clue, okay? It gives me astronomy and chemistry. And if I was to include the word astrochemistry, then this will give it away. So the best thing to do in here, I think, is just to get rid of that, okay? It doesn't add much value to my topic anyway, so let's just get rid of it. Now then, this topic, this final topic, is ready for question synthesis. So we'll highlight the important words and we'll just close them. So to see how that looks like in the knowledge tree, we can see that SuperMemo made these blue items, and as you said, items are your active recall, so in this case these are closed deletions. Right then, so let's just click on one of those items to see what it looks like. We've got the question side. So astrochemistry is a study of abundance and reactions of gap in the universe. And our answer is molecules. So abundance and reactions of molecules. We've got on the left hand side, if you see that we've got a link, and this will take you to 20 rules that a user is advised to follow. This is because following those rules will enhance your recall. So this brings us to our last part, and this is just to compare incremental reading and traditional reading. On the y-axis, we've got time, all right. On here we've got day 1, and on here we've got day 100, and we've got article X. Article X, and we'll compare how you read that in traditional reading, and how you would process that in incremental reading. So in traditional reading, you'd usually read the article in one day. You'd probably read it over 2 days if you're going to space it out. And in incremental reading, you'll take an extract. So in here we've got first extract, okay? Then you could leave it for today and you could move on to another article. But let's just see what happens with article X over a long period of time. On day 2, you will make another extract. On day 3, you'll make a third extract of that same article, okay? On day 4, SuperMemo will bring back to you it will bring back to you extract 1, the extract which you made on the first day, right? And you'll also make a fourth extract. On day 5, you will make a fifth extract. You will see and revisit the extract you took from day 2. You will also revisit the extract you took from day 3, and this keeps going, okay? Keep going, and as you can see, the extracts have become smaller and smaller over time. Alright, so we started off with day 1, look at the size of day 1, and look at the final size of day 1 extract, okay? Now then, let's look at long-term comprehension. With traditional reading, you'll start off with very high comprehension, very high understanding of the article. But over time, since you didn't make questions, you didn't revisit the material, this memory will just start to fade and it will become a remnant. However, with incremental reading, yes, you're right, you'll start off with less comprehension. Well, that depends on how much you read on day 1, etc. But generally, start off with less comprehension, but over time, your comprehension increases, your retrieval of the material also increases, and you'll just be ready to go. So then, this brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Hope you found it useful and hope you got something out of it. If you've got any questions or feedback, then do feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Alternatively, you can join the SuperMemo.wiki Discord server, where you can ask questions about this material we discussed today, or about SuperMemo in general. That being said, hope to see you in the next lesson. Take care.